Hi, I'm Matt Giggs and welcome to my YouTube channel. Now, today's episode is all about how to handle objections as a real estate agent. One of the big things, skills that you need to learn in any climate is how to look at objections like a pro. What are you really focused on when you get them versus how can you use them to help your clients move forward? You're going to learn more about this in this episode. I hope you take loads away and enjoy it. So before we get started, you must subscribe. That's all I'm asking you to do. And make sure, in addition to that, you may as well hit the notification bell as well. So let's dive straight into this. How to handle objections as a real estate agent in the UK. Now, you're going to get objections. It's par for the course as being a salesperson in any industry, but estate agency in particular, I think we could learn a thing or two about how to perceive an objection, how to look just as what is an objection, what actually is it? For me, it's a step closer to helping that client make a decision that meets their needs. So I'm going to share with you 3 very simple steps that you can take to improve the way you handle objections and achieve more for the clients as an end result. So step 1 is acknowledge the objection. 99% of salespeople do not acknowledge an objection. Do you know what they do? They go into justification mode. Your fees are too expensive. Well, no, actually, we have sold the most houses in the area, or I've got a buyer willing to come round, or I'll drop my fee. Hang on. Let's talk about this objection just for a second. Let's dissect it just for a minute. Your fees are too high. Okay, this is how I would approach this. I completely understand you asking that question. Why wouldn't you? If I was in your shoes, I'd be really focused on what the fees are for my estate agent. But can I ask you, what are you looking for from the sale of your house? What are the things that are really most important for you? And there's the opportunity to bring the conversation back to their needs, not yours. Because for me, acknowledging the objection is a demonstration of listening. Who hates being sold to? But everybody loves to buy. So you're just giving me a reason to overcome something so you can buy from me. That's how I see it. Objections are simple steps towards a sale. So the first thing is you've got to acknowledge it. Don't be rude, right? If they're telling you something, acknowledge it. Acknowledge it. So you're listening to them. You're not pushing their barriers back up again. You're actually taking them down. And one of the easiest ways to acknowledge is to put yourself in their shoes. If I were in your shoes, I would totally understand why you're asking that question. If I were in your shoes, I'd be saying exactly the same thing. So step 2, you move swiftly onto, which is what questions do you need to ask? So you acknowledge and then you ask a question. So the acknowledgement bit keeps the barriers down for you to then ask a question. So for me, I would say, do you mind if I ask you a question as soon as I've acknowledged? They're always going to say, absolutely. Look, let's revert back. If I showed you how my fee was an investment for you and it gave you the best return of investment, which achieves the outcome that you're looking for at the end of the sale, would you see that as expensive? Or would you see that as a great investment? So you've asked the question. Now that question is for them to answer. And half the answers are there if you listen. Then if you listen, you should be able to ask another question and then they'll give you another answer. There's a really old adage that you've got 2 ears and 1 mouth when it comes to sales. I just think when it comes to life, you know, when you're talking to somebody or talking at someone or justifying, you come across desperate. People want you to be confident. From the best agents that I've worked with, they all come across confident. They all ask questions, and it's the greatness of their questions which get the greatest reaction. So if you go into this with this 3-step process, and we've talked about acknowledging and then asking questions, you're able to then demonstrate not only are you listening, you're really truly interested in understanding more. And when you understand more, you can ask a question that will take them to a place for the final part. And that's agreement. Agreement is the killer. Because once you've agreed something, there's like an unwritten contract that you've just made with the client. So for example, if you're talking about fees again, right? So if you're talking about your priorities, you've said to me that it's actually the best possible value that you achieve for your home. You want the right buyer, someone who's not going to muck around with you, and you want great communication. So would fee or cheapness of a fee achieve that for you? Or if you saw that the investment in us returned that for you, would you be happy to go ahead with us? So you're gaining agreement. That could be a closed question, but for me, can we agree is a great start to the third part. Can we agree that fee then isn't the most important thing for you, and it's actually the best value that you achieve? So when you go into this three-step process, which is the 3 A's, my AAA strategy, which I'm giving right to you now: acknowledge, ask, agree. You take those steps away from you when you're dealing with any objections. So for example, as an estate agent, you might ring somebody up and you might find out that they're looking for a property and you have a house that you think's suitable for their needs. And they say to you, just send me the details. You will launch straight in, if you're not careful, to selling mode, which is, no, but I really want you to come and have a look at it. Wrong move. What you need to do is say, do you know what? If I was sat in your shoes, I would be thinking, yeah, just send me the details. It's the right thing to do. But is it the right thing to do? You've asked me for X, Y, and Z, haven't you? Yes, brilliant. This delivers that. So do you mind me asking what's stopping you from actually taking a look at the house? So I've asked a question, and they might say, well, I'm not sure I've got the time. Okay, so is it really a case of it's not really that the property is not suitable to you, it's just that it's a question of booking in the right time? Yes, there's your agreement. So it's really, really simple. AAA is all about acknowledging, so you don't look rude. You're showing that you're listening and you genuinely are interested in their needs. The second bit is get permission to ask a question. Okay? When you ask a question, you uncover more of what's important. And when you uncover more of what's important, you get the answers. And that's when you can launch into the final part, which is to agree the next steps. And they are my 3 very simple strategies for you to overcome any objection that your clients make as an estate agent. So there you have it, my AAA strategy for helping you to become an absolute pro of handling any objections any clients throw at you as a real estate agent. And if you've liked this video, please like it then, right? Subscribe to my YouTube channel. You can get loads more of this content and training to follow. Don't forget to join the community page, add in comments, likes, requests, things that you need from me. And you'll also see in the description box links to further material and content. And finally, just make sure you hit the notification bell. It's really important to me that you come on this journey with me. So finally, from me, I just want to say thank you for watching and I look forward to seeing you soon.